Napoleon Bonaparte and Charlemagne, two towering figures in European history, are often compared due to their profound impacts on the continent's political, cultural, and military landscapes. Though separated by nearly a millennium, their lives and legacies share striking parallels, as well as significant differences that illuminate the evolution of European power structures, governance, and identity. Charlemagne, also known as Charles the Great, ruled during the late 8th and early 9th centuries 768 to 814 AD, while Napoleon rose to prominence in the late 18th and early 19th centuries 1799 to 1815. Both men sought to unify Europe under their rule, albeit in vastly different contexts and with distinct methods. Their stories reveal the enduring challenges of empire building, the complexities of leadership, and the transient nature of power. Charlemagne, a Frankish king and the first Holy Roman Emperor, emerged during the early medieval period, a time marked by the fragmentation of the Western Roman Empire and the rise of feudalism. He inherited a kingdom that spanned modern-day France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and parts of Germany, and through a series of military campaigns, he expanded his realm to include much of Western and Central Europe. His conquests were not merely territorial, they were also religious and cultural. Charlemagne saw himself as a defender of Christianity and worked closely with the papacy to spread the faith. His coronation as Emperor of the Romans by Pope Leo III on Christmas Day in 800 AD symbolized the fusion of Roman, Christian, and Germanic traditions, laying the foundation for the concept of a unified Christian Europe. Charlemagne's reign is often referred to as the Carolingian Renaissance, a period of cultural revival that saw the preservation of classical knowledge, the standardization of Latin, and the promotion of education and the arts. His administrative reforms, including the use of Missi Dominici Royalois and the establishment of a centralized bureaucracy, helped stabilize his vast empire. However, his reliance on personal loyalty and the lack of a clear succession plan ultimately led to the fragmentation of his realm after his death, as it was divided among his heirs under the Treaty of Verdun in 843. Napoleon, on the other hand, emerged during the tumultuous aftermath of the French Revolution, a period marked by the collapse of the Bourbon monarchy, the rise of radical political ideologies, and widespread social upheaval. A brilliant military strategist and charismatic leader, Napoleon rose through the ranks of the French Revolutionary Army, eventually seizing power in the coup d'état in 1799 and declaring himself first consul. By 1804, he had crowned himself Emperor of the French, signaling his ambition to restore and expand the glory of the French Empire. Like Charlemagne, Napoleon sought to unify Europe, but his vision was rooted in the principles of the Enlightenment and the French Revolution, including legal equality, administrative efficiency, and secular governance. His Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal system, remains one of his most enduring legacies, influencing legal frameworks across Europe and beyond. Napoleon's military campaigns, known as the Napoleonic Wars, saw him conquer much of Europe, from Spain to Russia, and establish a network of satellite states and alliances. However, his relentless expansionism and the imposition of French rule sparked widespread resistance, particularly in Spain and Russia, where guerrilla warfare and harsh winters decimated his armies. Napoleon's downfall came in 1815, after his defeat at the Battle of Waterloo, leading to his exile and the restoration of the Bourbon monarchy. Despite his ultimate failure, Napoleon's reforms and the spread of revolutionary ideals left an indelible mark on Europe, paving the way for the rise of nation-states and modern governance. While both Charlemagne and Napoleon sought to unify Europe, their methods and motivations differed significantly. Charlemagne's empire was deeply rooted in the Christian faith, and his rule was legitimized by the Church. He viewed himself as a protector of Christendom and used religion as a tool to consolidate power and foster cultural unity. His reign was characterized by a blend of military conquest and religious mission, as seen in his campaigns against the Saxons, which involved forced conversions and the establishment of bishoprics. In contrast, Napoleon's empire was secular and rationalist, reflecting the ideals of the Enlightenment. He sought to modernize Europe through administrative reforms, legal codification, and the promotion of meritocracy. While Charlemagne's empire was largely agrarian and feudal, Napoleon's was industrializing and bureaucratic, reflecting the profound social and economic changes of his time. Another key difference lies in their legacies. Charlemagne's empire, though short-lived, had a lasting impact on European identity. The title of Holy Roman Emperor, which he inaugurated, endured for nearly a millennium, symbolizing the idea of a unified Christian Europe. His cultural and educational reforms laid the groundwork for the medieval intellectual tradition, influencing figures such as Thomas Aquinas and Dante Alighieri. Napoleon's legacy, while equally profound, is more ambiguous. His wars caused immense suffering and destabilized Europe, but his reforms contributed to the modernization of legal and administrative systems. The Napoleonic Code, in particular, remains a cornerstone of civil law in many countries. Moreover, Napoleon's rise and fall marked the end of the Ancien regime and the beginning of a new era of nationalism and democratic ideals. In terms of military prowess, both leaders were exceptional, but their strategies and challenges differ. Charlemagne's campaigns were largely fought against decentralized and less organized foes, such as the Saxons, Lombards, and Avars. His success relied on the loyalty of his Frankish warriors and the use of fortified strongholds. Napoleon, by contrast, faced well-organized and technologically advanced armies, particularly those of Britain, Austria, and Russia. His genius lay in his ability to adapt to changing battlefield conditions, his use of artillery, and his emphasis on speed and maneuverability. However, his over-reliance on conquest and his inability to secure lasting alliances ultimately led to his downfall. In conclusion, Charlemagne and Napoleon represent two distinct but interconnected chapters in European history. Both sought to unify the continent, but their visions were shaped by the unique circumstances of their times. Charlemagne's empire was a fusion of Roman, Christian, and Germanic traditions, while Napoleon's was a product of the Enlightenment and the French Revolution. Their legacies continue to shape our understanding of leadership, governance, and the complexities of empire building. While their ambitions ultimately proved unsustainable, their contributions to European culture, law, and identity endure, reminding us of the enduring interplay between power, ideology, and history.